RFD TV presents Gentle Giant with Pam Minnick and Katie Kaufman.
This week, we're in California, near the state's capital of Sacramento, at the University of California, Davis campus. UCDavis is known worldwide for their equine and veterinary programs. In fact, their vet hospital is one of the largest in the country.
That's right, Pam. We were excited to learn about the Draft Horse Driving Club. Every day you can find students driving some beautiful black Percherons around campus, weaving in and out of thousands of bicycles. We'll drive around UCDavis when Gentle Giants begins.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. This area of Northern California is rich in farming, and UCDavis began as an agricultural college. Horses were a big part of this school's history, and they continue to make an impact.
The barn was originated in 1910, and we were where all of the draft horses and draft mules were housed for agriculture work for the university.
It's really cool to see photos from over 100 years ago of people with draft horses in front of this very barn. And so when we drive around campus, I feel like that's honoring their memory, honoring the people who started this school and the reasons why it was started, because it was originally founded for agricultural purposes.
When I look at this barn every day, it's my home. Like, this corner is pretty much my room almost, you can think of. I spend so much time here and the wood is phenomenal. Just looking at the ceilings around here is just like, I cannot believe this building is like up to code now. Everything's working beautifully. It's a flawless sort of location. And it really is a testament to the tradition we're trying to upkeep. And even with the draft horses now, because it's such like an involved hitch and we're really keeping that tradition.
The university has always had this as a teaching facility, and originally it was draft horses, and then it became a remount station for the cavalry, and then it became back to draft horses. And so now with Dr. Roser's research, we're much more production based. So it's horsemanship and reproduction, and that wouldn't be the case if it wasn't for Dr. Roser.
I teach equine reproduction, horse husbandry, and horse production and management, but there are other courses in the equine specialization that we've now built up. The equine nutrition, equine exercise physiology, equine enterprise management, equine genetics, and we have enough courses now that students can literally leave here with a good foundation in the horse industry.
There's a pretty extensive equine program here, and whether or not you're actually studying it, there are lots of different opportunities like our club, and then there are many different equestrian teams that people can join. So whether or not it's something that you are going to school for, if you have a love for horses, there's a place that you can find to express that love, and that's really cool.
This is a student-run program here out at the horse barn, including the driving club. We've never had a club out here in terms of actually having the horse barn as its home, but it seemed to fit.
We just feel that it's so special that the university allows us to have this opportunity to work with the horses and to learn and to invite people who otherwise wouldn't have the ability to work with horses to come and get hands-on experience.
So I was an alum of the campus and went through Dr. Roser's classes, and then actually founded the Draft Horse and Driving Club with one of my roommates, Robin Denny, and her father, Bob Denny, owned Hames Valley Vineyards, and we came up and showed draft horses, and then we talked about just starting the club, and we quite literally, I was on my skateboard my first day here at the college and found the horse barn and said, can we keep some draft horses here? And the barn manager at the time and Dr. Roser and then the facility supervisor said, well, what do you got? And we brought 2 draft horses, I think, the next week, and we've been running ever since.
Everything here you see has been donated. Joel had mentioned that the Denny family had pretty much given us everything that exists here. Right up here are beautiful collars. And then each horse has a collar, so it's fitted to them precisely, because that's also really important. And we want to take care of our horses because they really are the lifeblood of our animals. Like a labor of love for us to keep this up to par. We want everything to be spectacular, because every day when I look at those horses out in the arena, I want them to look top-notch. Over here we have our single cart harness, and this is pretty much what we use on a daily basis. It's kind of what we use to teach the kids who don't have the majority of experience yet to be able to handle team. Single kind of provides that one-on-one, really in-depth relationship with that horse in particular. So you can work on the quirks of that horse as well as like what the student may need to work on themselves. And it really provides that, which is a huge reason of why we do that one each day. And then back over here, this is the team harness we use for all of our events. And that includes like picnic day, decision day, things that are with the university, as well as things that are with the college, which is the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. We check through this harness continuously, so we know that each piece is gonna stand up to the stress we're gonna put on it on a daily basis. And just anytime we're working with horses, you have to keep in mind that even though they are gentle giants, safety is a really big deal.
Now it's kind of become that connection again where we've been used with this draft club especially to do, when the dean needs a tour, we take the dean around. When the department needs a tour, we take the department around. We had the engineering department come to us and said that we really need something that's green. So we've always been, we're an offshoot of UC Berkeley, so we're always in competition with UC Berkeley, and UC Berkeley took some engineering dignitaries around, and they did all electric vehicles, and so they came to us and said, well, what's more green than an electric vehicle? And we said, well, the draft horses. You don't get more green than a draft horse team. And so we actually took the CEOs of a big corporation around on campus with the draft horses. So it's been a way to bring back the focus of equines. You know, a lot of people on campus stopping and taking pictures and Facebook, and it makes us remember what it was like to be on the campus when it originated.
It's easy to see why these students love spending so much time here at the barn. Stay with us, Gentle Giants will be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. The Draft Horse and Driving Club at Davis presents a unique opportunity for students to learn about caring for, harnessing, and driving the Gentle Giants. The club is open to anyone who wants to participate. No horse experience necessary.
Anyone is welcome to join. We have our active members are students at UCDavis, and we welcome people who aren't in the animal science department to come and learn about horses and learn about driving horses, and especially draft horses, because they're kind of a lost art nowadays.
The driving club has just sprouted, if you will. They have gone from just a few people to a band of people, and I see them out in the arena driving, learning how to drive. They're very, very active, and as you'll find out, they're all over the campus in terms of driving the dean of our college from here to there, and other dignitaries as well as students.
The kind of connection that we have is that it draws everybody. We have that magical connection with horses, and it doesn't get much more magical than a draft horse. And so it brings people in. And it's that, the other big thing which we have to applaud the club, nobody is told no. Do you have horse experience? No? Then come learn. Do you have horse experience? Yes? Then come learn with us.
Most of us had little to no experience with horses before we joined. A lot of them are actually in the equine animal science program here at Davis, and so they get to learn the textbook stuff while also getting to put it into practice here at the barn.
Ever since I was little, I've loved horses, but I've never actually owned my own horse. And coming here to Davis, they had that opportunity for me that I wouldn't have at any other campus. And so I joined this club, and I've loved it so much. The people here are amazing, and just working with the horses has been the best thing for me.
I learned about this class from Professor Roser, and she's like, oh, the draft club is, looking for members, and I was like, oh wow, I can't do equestrian because my turban, so I can't wear a helmet, but the draft club allowed me to drive out here, so definitely came out and checked it out, and I'm glad I did.
My friends were out in the quad, and the Draft Horse and Driving Club was driving around in circles, and they called me and they were like, Hannah, you need to come out here and see this. Like, this is incredible and it would make you super happy. So the next day I went out and found them and actually ran into Rachel, and she led me in here, taught me everything, made me harness on my first day, made me drive on my first day. Didn't think I would have to do that. She just did it all and took it back off and was like, all right, you saw it, now do it. And there's no better way to learn than that. It was amazing.
When I came to college, I was the crazy horse girl who never got to work with horses, didn't really have any horseback riding or any real experience. So when I came to the horse barn, I learned everything from the ground up. And so working with them has just been a real joy.
I looked at every college, and Davis had the #1 animal science program, so why not go where #1 is? So that's what brought me here, was having the #1 major, and then I learned they had a really good equine program, and that's where my heart was and where I was set. And so I came here and got fully immersed in it, and that's what actually brought me to Draft Horse, was the animal science barbecue in my first year. They were giving rides around the barn. I was like, oh, well, I've always loved draft horses. I was kind of raised around them down in San Diego. And so I decided to talk to Nicole, actually, and ask if it was a student club, how I could get involved. Showed up the next day and have been here ever since.
Joel, he is the barn manager here, so he's basically he lives his life here with us. So he's always really accommodating. When someone looks a little lost, he'll always go up, ask them if they need help. He also makes sure that all the horses are well kept. There's nothing dangerous for us. He just stops into the corner sometimes when we're getting the girls ready, just checks up on us. He also does a lot of things where when we're out driving, he'll actually come by, he'll critique us if we're doing something wrong. He'll actually encourage us to do better if we are actually doing what he wants us to do. It's actually really nice with him around it.
That's the beauty of the club, is that a lot of the members that are in charge now started just like you said, hey, I saw you guys on campus, can I learn how to drive? And then when they stick with us, they learn everything, and now we've got students teaching students. And we'll come do seminars. We have a lot of people come and talk to the club, and so they'll start from the beginning, from how to harness, how to pick feet. Some of them have to learn how to groom a horse. We got to start with the ultimate basics here. And now you've got students who started by, what's a wither, what's a tail, what's a tug, what's a trace, and now they're the ones instructing the other members and also teaching, about horsemanship and working with the students.
I was surprised in the club how quickly I got to drive horses. I thought I would have to learn and wait, but then right away they taught me how, and my first day at the barn I got to drive the horses, so I was surprised by that. And then just how gentle they are. They're so big, but they're so loving.
And I really like the fact that it's just hands-on, that it's students teaching students and then passing it on. I was taught and now I'm teaching students, and I really love that aspect. The first thing I do mention is that they are gentle giants. They're really easy to work with. They have big hearts and they're real sweet. Don't let the size fool you. One of the things I always tell people is that they're a lot like Great Danes.
They taught me how to hitch for single cart, which I had never done before. So they taught me each part of the harness and where it goes, how it fits, where it's supposed to fit, and then how to properly lead the horse out once she's in harness to the wagon, which we usually hitch out front, then how to properly get her in the wagon and proper safety procedures for that.
I had zero horse experience before I got here. I just kind of showed up one morning, and our vice president, Tracy, was here. She showed me around. First day here, I looked at a horse, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a very big horse. I've never been around horses before. I was given a curry comb and I was told to groom a horse, and then she taught me how to harness, how to hitch. I got to drive my first time here, which was crazy. And it's just, I fall in love with it now, and I'm taking all the equine classes with Dr. Roser as well, and it's really great. I love it here.
We'll be sure to turn some heads as we drive through campus when we return. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. No doubt the big black Percheron mares, Olive and Lisa, are stars on campus, and the members of the Draft Horse and Driving Club are proud to show them off.
Olive was donated by Bob Denny again with Hames Valley Vineyards, as well as Lisa originally. So they were our start point. From the harness to the wagon to the horses, everything that we got was donated through the Denny family. And the Lisa's been with us for a number of years. She's almost been with us for 12 years. She was one of the original ones donated. And Olive we got about 2 years ago, and we actually trained her to drive with the club. The club was part of her ground drive-in to her single drive-in to putting her into a team, and they've been working with her ever since.
We're going to drive team around campus a little bit, so you'll get to see what we do on Fridays, and hopefully you'll get to see some of people's reactions to seeing two large Percherons drive around a university.
They're both very, very sweet. They do have their little quirks, like Olive doesn't like water on her face, and she will kind of be a little bit of a brat, but she's still totally cool with us. We all love them very much.
We have one older mare, she's 21, her name is Lisa. She's really she wants to work. She's used to be part of a hitch and everything, so she's really animated when she walks. The other one that we have is named Olive. She's 7 years old, and she's more of a pleasure horse. She doesn't really want to do as much.
We drive regularly Monday through Friday, weather permitting, and since it's California, weather usually permits. And Monday through Thursday, we drive here at the horse barn in the arena. So we'll do different things where we'll train the horses for obstacles. We'll work up for our picnic day event where we do a demonstration showing anybody who wants to come and watch what draft horses can do. And then on Fridays, we have a fun day where we hitch up the team to the wagon and drive around campus and give rides.
I absolutely love getting to drive around the campus and stop and let people pet the horses and answer any of the questions they have, because I'm teaching them something they probably would have never learned otherwise.
They're just stunned. They don't really know how to feel about it. It's really funny because if they're crossing the street, they don't know if they should wait or if they should just go really fast and cross in front of us. But oftentimes they're just like, wow, this is something that you only have at Davis. So they enjoy that it's such a unique experience here.
So much fun. It's really great just being outside with the horses. They're always usually eager to exercise, and it's a lot of fun just kind of being out there with them and seeing the students' reactions to everything. It makes everyone smile, me, the people that we see, and it's fun for everyone.
The best thing about this club that I think a lot of clubs can't really offer on this campus is the hands-on experience, as well as just students teaching students how to do all of this and how to further ourselves and make ourselves ready for the industry and actually for real jobs in the equine industry.
These students they get a lot of lecturing, didactic teaching in the classroom, and that's fine. But then they can come out here and work with the horses, get the hands-on, the reality check of what they learn in class and apply it here at the barn. And that's a lasting knowledge for them. Any one of these students, whether it's in the driving club or in our internships, go out into the industry, whether they become veterinarians or they actually go become managers at different farms, whether it's a draft horse farm or a breeding farm. They're ready to step out and go to work. So that's what we do here at UCDavis, is we make them the best that they can be.
I know for me, the reason like the club has stood out so much more than anything else on campus is that I get to walk in here and pay extremely reasonable dues to do everything I want to do with horses.
I don't know how to explain it. I just really love it. It's something that I want to continue doing like for the rest of my life.
We do it because we love the horses and we love working with them and preserving such a beautiful tradition as driving horses.
We want to thank all of you for watching Gentle Giants this week. Pam and I had such a great time in California.
I feel like we should have been students at UCDavis. They love draft horses, so do we. We want to thank Joel, Professor Rozier, and all the members of the Draft Horse and Driving Club for taking us around and giving us a chance to hold the lines.
You are right, Pam. We want to thank all of you again, and we'll see you right back here next time on Gentle Giants.
And in the meantime, check us out on Facebook and you can find out what's coming up next.